Welcome everybody to Turning the Page with Jer
and Gel.
And we are back for episode 29.
Sweeping differences away. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of relationships where differing opinions and healthy disagreements pave the path for growth and understanding.
Our topic today is something that resonates with everyone, whether you're newlyweds or a well-seasoned couple.
The art of navigating disagreements with grace and fostering a stronger connection in the process.
Join us for today's episode, Sweeping Differences Away, Chore Debates, Compromises, and Camaraderie.
Pen.
Yo quiero un pluma.
And I need paper. And I need a hat. Unless you orange or your...
Welcome everybody to Turning the Page with Jer
and Gel.
And we are back for episode 29.
Sweeping differences away.
Awesome. Only if those topics were as fun and as exciting as that intro.
That kind of sounds like relationship is a lot of work.
It is. Relationship's not easy. You know, one of the things that I always think of is there are responsibilities that we have in the home, but you're also bringing in two people who were raised completely different, raised in completely different homes, had completely different roles, had completely different responsibilities.
Yes.
The way you grew up and the responsibilities you had, I didn't have those responsibilities when I was young.
Like what?
Like you were washing your clothes, you were doing your own laundry. Of course, that's washing clothes. Cleaning stuff. You had, you were working, you were doing all kinds of other stuff.
You're telling me that you grew up not cleaning at all?
Not really. Like my room.
You never scrubbed the toilet?
No.
Vacuumed, swept, mopped?
No.
Dishes?
No.
Hold up.
Maybe dish. I don't know.
You're
Maybe.
telling me.
Not much.
Wait, when did you move out of your parents' house?
When I was maybe 29. No, it wasn't 20. I was 19.
So, from the age that you could actually do these chores up until 19, you didn't help in the household at all in regards to those chores? Except for your room?
Why are you, drilling me on this? You look like you're trying to...
I'm going to have to talk to your parents.
I don't remember doing a whole lot of housework. There's things, my mom would get a lot of that stuff done, and even my laundry. When I would get home from school, I would take my shirt off and I'd change, because I did work with my parents. We worked in a business that we had. But, I would throw my clothes on the floor in either the bathroom or, in my bedroom. And, the next day, everything was
You just thought the magic cleaning fairy came and did it?
There was one.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, we're not talking about me today.
Hold on, because this is the first time I've ever heard this from you before, and that makes so much sense now. I see why our room is the way it is, especially your side, and why the toilets and everything doesn't get done unless I do it or tell you to.
Oh, you want to talk about toilets?
Hold on. Back up. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact of how do you balance chore distribution, especially when you grew up in two different households and one didn't grow up at all cleaning and the other one, me.
That was life.
I started doing dishes at the age of 6 with a step stool.
She was Cinderella by the time she was 13.
I've been cleaning since I was 6 years old. Okay?
Oh, 6 years old. 12 years old. 10 years old.
So how do you...
I'm sure I cleaned a couple things when I was in that age. I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure I did.
Your car?
Yeah, I used, man, my truck was so clean. My wheels, I would clean inside each spoke. I would clean the undercarriage. I would wax it.
You should take pride in cleaning your home the way you clean your car and your shoes and your beard. Not your belly button, though, because that you don't clean.
Wow. There we go So yes, bringing two different people into a home and having those different backgrounds, it can cause a lot of stress for people. Or let me say, not stress. I don't want to call it stress because let me just say, it can cause a lot of overwhelmingness for people.
Yes, it does. Actually, we had this conversation the other day on the sofa. And I asked him, I said, I like that you help out when I ask, right? That you actually take the time and the effort to clean. And however, he doesn't do it properly. What I mean by properly is he doesn't do it to my standards, which means that...
And in her mind, that is properly. Which that makes no sense.
Hold on. I'm going somewhere with this. Which means that... Girl. I will. Thank you. Which means that the way I like things done means that it's actually clean. The way he does them, they're half clean, okay? It's not sterilized properly, or I can still see dog hair, or like there's just these little things. So I asked him, I was like, well, would you rather just do it, like have me show you and do it the way that I like, instead of me harping and telling you, well, you didn't do it right, which I wouldn't do that like that. I'd be like, I would say, hey, I really like that you did this. Next time, can you do it like this? Because this is the way I like it done. But instead of hearing that, if you just do it that way the first time, it also causes less overwhelmness, and I don't feel anxious about the house. Okay, so this is him. It would be you helping. Stress. Listen, it would be you helping your spouse to maintain, let's use your word, her stress levels at a bare minimum, right? So do you want to help your partner, or do you want to increase their stress and anxiety levels? That's my question. Because if it was the other way around, I would want to help you decrease those levels, because when you're not stressed and you're not anxious, then you have more to give back to me. It's like a cycle. Because you're not stressed and anxious and worried about all this stuff, so you give back more to me. Like if I was bare minimum and I got the help, I would give back to you more than I am already doing. More. That's my whole point, okay? So what do you think about that?
I think that
I'm a control.
I do not have the level of cleanliness that you have. There's been a couple times where she'll say, babe, can you do this or can you do that? So then we start doing it. Like, it happens to me and Carter. She'll tell Carter to do something, or she'll tell me to do it. And then we start doing it, not even 2 minutes into it. No, that's not right. You're not doing it right. We're like, let us do it. Let us do it.
Let me give an example. The kitchen, which is, as long as the kitchen and the living room are clean and picked up, and then the bathrooms are clean, I'm good.
Yeah.
My closet, my room, that could be a mess, whatever. But the main areas should be clean at all times. So in the kitchen, they'll, do the dishes, okay? But they won't clean the stove or the microwave or the refrigerator or the dishwasher, like wipe down the stainless steel. They won't clean the countertops or get all the table mats off of the table and wipe the table, because there's crumbs sometimes on the table or on the counters. They won't do that. They'll just do the dishes. And by do the dishes, I mean they'll put it in the dishwasher and run it. And if not all the dishes fit, they leave the dishes that don't fit in the sink. They don't wash them. Okay? Right now we have an ant problem in the kitchen. And I'm like, we can't have anything on the counter. We can't have anything in the sinks. You have to clean the dishes. Okay? Well, that doesn't get done all the time. And I'm not perfect. Yes, I sometimes leave dishes in the dishwasher. I mean, in the sink. But my point is that they'll just do the dishes and not do the whole kitchen in its entirety. So then I've seen you actually start sweeping and mopping, but the counters and the table aren't wiped down. So you'll sweep and mop, but then when it comes to cleaning the table and the counters, where does the trash go? Back onto the floor. So you have to dump everything on the floor first, right? All the trash, and then sweep, and then mop. There's a process.
Well, this seems like it's going to be an episode has cleaning process.
You can't clean the stovetop until you've cleaned the microwave first, because the microwave is on top of the stovetop. So when you get all the crumbs and all the stuff that accumulates in your microwave, which my microwave is actually pretty clean. It's hardly ever that dirty. But on occasion, there'll be stuff and you just dump it there over the stovetop, and then that's clean. And then you go and clean the stovetop, because you're going to be working twice as hard if you do the stove first and then the microwave after. There's a process to my madness.
If you are still listening to this podcast right now, we have gotten a little bit into this. This comes from my wife, who says, babe, we are leaving out of town. We need someone to come clean the house for us. And I'm like, great. That sounds great. So you know what goes through my mind? Then I'm going to focus on packing and getting stuff ready, not worry about the whole cleaning thing. And then my wife comes and says, what are you doing? We need to clean the kitchen, and we need to clean the living room, and we got to clean some of the bedroom because they're coming over to clean. I'm like, I know they're coming over to clean. That's the whole purpose. We're paying them to do it. Well, we pre-clean for the person that's going to come clean. So, if you understand my pain and her madness, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways, we've kind of got a little bit off track. But these are things that can cause stress. Do you feel our stress? Stress level in this room has lifted a little bit.
I need a real fan in here. Like, I have one. I should have brought it.
I know, it's so hot.
No, I mean like my handheld one. No, so he's not wrong. You have to pre-clean. You know, because they're not going to do everything.
They're not going to do it to the level of your expectation. That's where it lies. That's
if we can afford a house cleaner, I would hire one to come every 2 weeks.
And she better be good, because if not, this one will find a spot.
We're getting off track, but so how do you discuss strategies for dividing these household tasks? And, you know, what's fair? Like, does one spouse work and the other one doesn't? So the one that doesn't work has to do all the chores, all the tasks. I mean, I know households that do that because they're stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home wives, and that is their job. They maintain the household. They, you know, shuttle the kids around. They make meals, and that's okay. But shouldn't your spouse also help too when they're not working with things like the backyard or the front yard or servicing the cars, or like how does your household divide chores? We'd like to know, because right now our household, there's not really a division of chores, right? It's more
we kind of all take part.
We kind of just do it together.
We have certain things that we enjoy doing. Like, I don't mind washing clothes. I don't mind putting them in the dryer. I don't mind pulling them out. I don't mind folding them. I don't mind putting them away. She, on the other hand, doesn't like folding them, but she chooses to put them away because she has a system where everything needs to be color coordinated.
Not color.
Shirts need to be in alphabetical order.
My closet on my
Pants
side
need to be where jeans are.
It's not by color.
Yoga pants are.
It's by type of clothing.
Hoodies are labeled from hoodies to sweatshirts.
It's sleeveless workout shirts to short sleeve workout shirts to long sleeve workout shirts to light jackets, sweaters, and then that's one side. And then the other side is my dressy clothes, my skirts, my dresses.
Skirt.
My jumpsuits. My pants are folded now in a shelf thing, so yeah. Anyways, there's a system, and when he puts my clothes away, I can never find what I need. So
it's like hide and go seek. It's like a game every day.
So he just puts
She don't enjoy it. She don't enjoy the game.
He just puts them on the hangers for me, and then I will hang them. That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah.
But we are interested to know how your whole household does their chore distribution. I actually would love, and I don't know if you and Carter would partake in this, because you guys probably won't, but I would love to create a chore chart and put it on display on the refrigerator. Like we sweep and mop once a week. We vacuum every other day. We do certain things like to keep a system in rotation and just get it done.
Yeah.
And it'd be all colorful and pretty with little color stickers and stuff. I could be a unicorn, Carter could be a monkey, and I'll get creative with it. I'm just saying that would be nice. That way we all know, okay, we got to get this done today.
What your responsibilities are.
Yeah.
And that could work. That could be something that helps, because we already will know at that moment, hey, on this day we need to get this done. On this day we need to get this done. If you don't get it done this day, then you need to do it the next day or something. But there's a lot.
Why would it get done that day if it's on the chart?
Because many times we're working, and then we have sports events after, or we have church after, or we have other things that come in where we're invited to dinner, or we got other plans that come in sometimes, and we don't get to do what we planned.
Well, you wake up an hour earlier to get it done. You think I'm
There
joking?
you go. Problem solved. But that is one of the options to do.
Yeah.
Open communication. One of the things that you want to do is communicate with each other. Mm-hmm. Communication is one of the most stress factors in most relationships, and it causes a lot of anxiety. It causes a lot of animosity, because a lot of times you're not communicating with your spouse or your partner or your children or whoever, and you have these expectations that are way up here, and no one's aware of it except for you.
And communicating goes beyond just saying, oh, how was your day? How was work? Oh, that's nice. And then eating dinner, and then getting the kids situated after school. Your communication should go beyond the regular mundane things that you guys normally talk about. Right?
Yeah. It is helpful. It's good to be transparent on that, and let each other know what those expectations are, and the standards for cleanliness. Organization, when you're putting stuff away, where there's certain things like when I cook, or if I have dishes and stuff, I just put it where it goes. If it's an area where all the dishes go for pans and pots and stuff, I'll put them in there, make sure that they're not falling out. But she has specific locations. She likes things to be organized. And it does make things easy. It does make things easier to grab it, because you always know where it's at.
Yes.
So by her making those expectations known, now we can move on that to make things less stressful for her when she goes and uses it, or she's trying to find something.
And I actually think I haven't really been doing a good job at expressing my expectations with you or with Carter. You guys help with the dishes, you wash them, you put them away, but I've never actually been like, okay, this is where I put this away, this is where I put this away. But I keep all of my baking stuff, the spatulas and all that, in one drawer, and in the other drawer it's the other utensils,
oven mitts and
towels, and it's all over the place. Measuring cups are not where they're supposed to be. I find them eventually, okay? But my point is, you're not the only one. Carter actually does it more than you do, really. But I haven't expressed my expectations, or maybe I should create labels and put them on the drawers. I don't know, but just an idea. But yes, having that open communication about your expectations will allow your home to be more in harmony than to always yelling at each other or bickering.
Yeah. One of the things that we've done, and we tend to do. We haven't been doing it often, but regular check-ins. One of the things that we've talked in previous episodes is just checking in with each other. Not only on household chores and stuff, but how's your heart? That's one thing that she typically asks me. How's your heart? How are you feeling? How's this? How's that? And it opens a door to express things that might be going on, or maybe there's frustrations that are lying underneath. A lot of times, we won't say things until you're getting to a point like you're just completely stressed out. And that's happened with us here at home before, where I'm horrible at cleaning. I'm not by far one of the top 100 cleaners in this state.
I would like to take this time to give a special shout out to my mother, who taught me how to clean well and raised me up to clean like a pro. Thank you, Mom.
And there's a lot of times that stress of cleanliness gets her overwhelmed. We don't use stress, but overwhelmed.
Never gonna live that down.
Oh, I'm gonna hold that on you. And there's been a couple times where it's affected you, where you've been like, I'm the only one doing this, and you feel like no one is contributing to anything in the home, and you just feel like you're alone in doing that by yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's not always the case, but because of the fact that her expectations are much higher than what we a lot of times bring, that overwhelmness gets overloaded. And you're like, I'm done.
Well, it gets overloaded because I have other things outside of the house that is overwhelming. And so put it all together, and man.
And it causes overwhelmness.
Yes, baby. But yeah, so have that open communication. You're going to hear us say a lot on pretty much almost every episode, communication.
It's important.
Because communication is key in your relationship. Like Jer, he used to call me sweetheart all the time. I remember those dating months. He doesn't call me sweetheart as much anymore. And I love it when he calls me sweetheart. It's so old school.
I call her sweetheart when she's sweet. You've been more sweet and sour.
Yes, I have. I really have. Yes. So I just gently reminded him, oh, I haven't heard you call me sweetheart in a long time.
Yes. And
so he'll throw it in there once in a while. But I have not been that sweet. So I get it.
So with both of us working full-time jobs and then coming home, and there's always something that has to be done at home. You're going to have laundry. You've got to make plans for making dinner. We like to cook at home a lot. We both cook. But then there's the cleanliness after. Once you cook, you need to clean. If you don't clean, it leaves a mess. And if you leave a mess, then comes the ants and everything else.
Yeah.
But, working out those schedules to where, who's going to cook. A lot of times we cook together, and sometimes she takes the lead and says, or food's already done and made. Mm-hmm. But having that balance where what your chores are, or what your responsibilities are, or what you're going to take lead in, and what you're going to do, that is good to make that known, so that way there's no confusion in it. So, mm-hmm. Tidiness preferences and cleaning routines. So she is the more organized, prefers a clean, clutter-free environment, and there's usually always that one partner, right? One is more lax, one is more chill.
That's you.
I'm going to use it, I'll keep it there, let it hang out. She will use it and wants it cleaned and put away. So we've got that balance that there's one partner that's more relaxed and one that's more tidy. Doesn't mind if it's a mess. Sometimes I don't mind if it's a mess. She does. So where do you get that balance? How do you bring that balance to something one, I don't feel like I'm never meeting the expectations. And that's another thing. That's a hard thing sometimes, because I don't have the I don't know if I'd say intuition, but I don't have the cleanliness that you do. So a lot of times I don't feel like I come close to meeting those expectations.
So you choose not to do it because you can't meet the expectations?
Sometimes you do. Sometimes, yeah. I'm like, well, sometimes I'd just rather not do it, because then if I do it, then I'm told that I didn't do it right, or you'll make comments towards it, and I'm like, well, then you do. But it does make you feel sometimes, in the same way it makes you feel. Like, if I don't do it right, then you probably feel like I'm not caring about your needs, or your how you want things done, and how you want to feel, with everything being clean. Where do we find that balance? How do you bring that into a place where it doesn't cause stress and doesn't cause?
Well, I think that it is helpful to just realize and accept that your spouse is one way and you're another. And until you accept that, there might not be any harmony or peace. Like, okay, you married that person. This is how they are. Can they change if they choose to? Sure. But it's going to take a lot of effort, and it doesn't happen overnight. And so you choose to accept and love them the way that they are at this very present day, right? Maybe 20 years down the road, they'll finally get it. But the point is in order to have a peaceful and harmonious home, just accept it and move on. Like, I think I actually, because I used to be where I would be nagging and yelling and like, oh, you didn't do it, like really bad. Like I've mentioned some things to you here and there, but it's not like old 20-year-old jelly. Like, I mean, it was, or even 5 years ago jelly, really. Now I am more chill and laid back, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do it. I mean, and that's it. You just have to, I guess, adapt.
Yeah. Sometimes that
would be my advice, is to adapt to your spouse. Yeah. And they should adapt to you. Like, there should be a happy middle.
Well, there should always be a area that you're moving forward in trying to be better in all those areas. And it can be in both. It can be on her end being a little bit more relaxed, not so demanding or wanting things to be done a certain way. There's times that she has to just go, okay, it is what it is. At least they're cleaning. Mm-hmm. They're doing stuff. Yes. It's not to your standard. And then sometimes, after we're done, I'm sure she comes around and she does it the way that she needs, that way she feels comfortable. And
I'm just going to say Carter is going to have one very lucky wife. Because that boy does his own laundry. He cleans his room. I mean, when he's told, because he did it on his own. But, he knows how to do things.
Yeah. He
could be better, but he's living in a clean home. His dad's pretty clean too, actually. I think cleaner than I am. And so, like, he's living in clean household, and that's what he's going to expect from his future wife, and that's what he's going to want. It does actually come back to your upbringing, how you are in a relationship, and what you contribute to your relationship. You learn a lot about that by seeing your parents and however you grew up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So did your parents never clean?
My mom did. My mom did a
and your dad worked?
Yeah.
Okay. So you expect to work. Mm-hmm. Baby, if you work and get paid double what you're paying now, I will quit and be your house lady. I'll be your cleaning, cooking lady.
Baby, but you're my sugar mama.
No, I'm
not. Yeah, those are things that, you have to bring into balance. And, every couple deals with this. Every couple. there's things that every couple deals with. We deal with, sometimes I leave the seat up and she goes to use the bathroom, the seat's not down, she can fall in the toilet.
He's left it up twice this week.
Very dangerous situation. And I would never want her to drown or have any
When I wake up at 2 a.m. to go use the bathroom and I fall in, yes, in the dark.
Yes. But, there's other people that they get home and they take a shirt off, they take a hat off, and it might end up on the couch or on the counter and then there's a trail of clothes leading to the bedroom, There's all kinds of things. One of the things she enjoys doing is trying on clothes. Trying on is one of her loves. She loves trying on clothes.
I like it.
So all of a sudden everything will be in harmonious, categorized organization in her closet with her tank tops in alphabetical order from A to Z
clothes on
and
that
shirt.
Much.
And then sometimes I'll go into the closet and I'm looking and I'm like, there's a big old pile of clothes here. Or what I recently found is we have our clothes that hang and there's a shelf in the back. And she stuffs the clothes into the back of all our other clothes. And then she can't find clothes and wonders where they're at.
It's easier than hanging it back up when I'm in
We
a hurry.
We all have bad habits. That's what I'm getting down to. I'm not pointing out anything.
Well, but, yes, we do have our own habits.
And there's certain things that, we like to do. There's certain things that we choose to want to partake in or, do. One of the things is, outdoor chores and weekend activities. This kind of just talks about, who's going to do what. I do a lot of the outdoor chores. Carter and I will, clean up the yard, go out and sweep or dust everything with the blower, picking up poop because we got dogs. But we need to be better at it. Definitely need to be better at it. And then she'll do a lot of the stuff inside. So there's a balance. But this kind of says, both partners enjoy spending weekends together, which we love doing. But one is passionate about gardening, yard work, while the other prefers to be outdoors and do outdoor activities like hiking, biking. Sometimes they decide to alternate weekends. We don't do that. We kind of enjoy doing the same thing, so we don't really have like a lot of like, oh, well, I want to do this weekend. I want to go on a hike. Well, no, I want to stay home and
we enjoy the
water and talk to my tree.
Why are you telling them my secret?
I didn't say nothing.
Yes. I just bought a new tree and planted it in the front yard, and I talk to it. And we pray, and I water. What's wrong with that? It's gonna grow and be fruitful and huge in years to come.
Have you hugged your tree?
No, it's not big enough. It's not big enough.
Well, she's not a tree hugger, so that's a good thing.
And it has ants.
Division of laundry duties. We kind of went through that. Pet care, morning routine. I gave the dogs baths yesterday.
Yeah.
She usually feeds them, does the routines in the house.
I usually feed them in the morning, it seems like, because I don't have a hard time waking up in the mornings that early. And
our dogs wake up every morning at 6:30. Not to go outside, not to go pee, which you would think, hey, they need to go outside so they can go to the bathroom. No. Almost 98% of the time that the dogs are requesting to be let out at 6:30, 6:15 in the morning is to eat.
Yeah. And he will feed them in the evening.
And it annoys me. He
usually gets home before I do, so he feeds them around 5-ish, 5:30.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do the morning, and he does the evening, and we both tend to bathe them, but I was really busy editing photos yesterday, so he bathed them both.
They needed it. Oh my gosh, they needed it.
Yeah, so splitting up not just household chores, but your pet care chores and,
Yeah.
That's important too. Pets are family.
Yeah. They're annoying sometimes, but they're still family.
Very true. Very true. Most couples argue about like more serious stuff, and ours is cleaning. I mean, I don't know if it's because we're newlyweds still. We'll be 1 year married this October. But we really don't have any other disagreements other than the cleaning. And they're not even that bad.
Yeah. No, it's not, I think a lot of the thing that most couples argue about,
money.
They say money is one, children,
and sex. Frequency of sex.
I think when we came into this marriage, we had already both had previous marriages. And we've both experienced blending families. We both experienced money in a relationship. And I think we both came to that with the knowledge and understanding that, hey, when we come together, everything that we have is just going to be combined, no matter what.
Yeah.
And there were some things that, I had some debts, she had some debts. But when we came into our relationship and we said, hey, we're going to get a bank account, we're going to do this, we're going to make, we put our money in an account and we pay bills as what needs to go out, what goes out, and then what we have left, and we spend it. If she wants to buy something, she says, hey, I feel like, I want to buy this, I want to get this, I need that. And then I'm the same way. If I want something or need something, I let her know, and a lot of times it's like, well, go ahead and get it. Or we'll discuss it and we'll say, hey, well, now's not the time.
If it's a large purchase, we're like, should we do this now or should we wait? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part.
But we don't argue about it. We're not. I don't ever feel like
you can't buy nothing.
No, I've never felt that way. And I don't feel like I ever have to be. I don't even know. It's hard when you don't have these issues.
Do you feel like you have to hide money?
What? No.
Some couples feel like they have to hide money.
I've seen that before.
Because one spends more than the other, so they'll save money on the side and hide it from their spouse who does spend.
Yeah.
As like a safety net. Or, hopefully this is not you, but they will hide money and spend it secretly on stuff they shouldn't be spending it on.
Yeah. I think the only time that you should ever do that, or that should come into play.
If it's a surprise, like a trip to Alaska.
Yeah, if you want to surprise your husband, wife,
or
whatever.
A new pair of Jimmy Choos.
Wow.
Hint, hint. I really want a pair. Just one. I just want to own one pair that matches all my outfits.
So it's good to put money aside to surprise your spouse. But there are, I think another reason to do it is if you're in a situation where you're not safe in your marriage and you're needing to get out of that because maybe you're being beat or you're being abused or in some way.
Sexually, verbally, emotionally, or physically.
Yeah, and that's a time that, like, okay, you need to get out of that relationship. We've all seen the movies that have that, where they play that. Mm-hmm. But that's real life things. There are people that deal with that on a daily, and it's sad. But yeah. But putting money aside to surprise your spouse for a birthday party or a surprise trip. I've done that with her. Mm-hmm. It's hard to hide money because once it goes into the account, it's there, so we both know what's coming in. But yeah, that's kind of where that's at. Mm.
Yeah, I just withdraw money from the ATM if I don't want him to know like what I'm getting. I'll withdraw it, put it in my other account, and then use that account.
And me, I rarely ever check the account unless I get a notification saying, hey, your bank account is under your $25 or $200 that it wants to be, notified or something like that. And I don't
There's always one nerd. There's always one nerd in every relationship. I'm the nerd, okay? Yes, I keep track of everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I'll check our account maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. Unless I know that there's something that's coming out. I like to keep my money that...
Our
No,
money?
my money. My money, I'm saying. Because she does hers differently. So we both have a savings account and we both have a checking account.
Oh.
I like to keep my money in my savings account.
Weird.
She likes to keep all her money in her checking account.
Normal.
So as I might have $800 or $1,500 sitting in savings and I only have like maybe $75 or $100 in my checking.
Weird.
And when I know I need to purchase something and it's going to be over that amount, then I go to my account, I'll pull it up on my phone, and I transfer the money into my checking, and then I go buy it.
That's too much work.
She, on the other hand, likes to have it all there so it's accessible. But the only reason why I don't choose to do that, I worked for a credit union before, and I had seen so many times where a card would get hacked or someone would get their account, and they would go spend everything in their checking account. They would pull the whole $3,000 that was sitting in the checking. Whereas if they would only had $500 in their checking and the rest was in savings, they would only lost $500, which they would have got that back eventually. They do end up getting it back a lot of times, but you have to go through a lot of stress. So ever since I had seen that and I dealt with clients and customers, I had always said, I'm going to keep it in my savings account.
I'm still trying to get used to that concept. I really am. I get it, right? I just, it's
that's a method
not normal for me.
Behind my madness.
Well, I have my madness and he has his.
But that's relationship, right? We all like doing things our way. We like doing things different ways. But we have to come to a place where we work together, and it works for us. Because you have your own checking account, I have my own checking account. Yeah. So everything's in the account. We just move it around as we.
And we have access to both. It's all in the same bank.
So it makes it nice. We don't feel like, oh, well, that's my money. Well, that's my money. It's our money. It's there to benefit us, to help our family, and to move forward, and it works. We don't have to hide anything. Yeah. We don't try to manipulate anything. So that's not an argument that we have. It's nice.
It is nice. It's nice that the only thing we really disagree on is like household chores. Yeah. I mean, that's nothing. Thank God that's all that there is.
Things could be much worse.
But, it's not like that in every household. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's because they're newlyweds. They'll fight later.
I don't think so.
I don't see it. I mean, we've been in a few relationships to know now, and I just don't see it. But I think it's important to understand that when you are in a disagreement with your spouse, you're not in competition with them. There shouldn't be a winner and a loser. It's both of you coming together, communicating, and finding that happy medium that works for both of you, right? Compromise.
So in a sense, like there's no winner or loser in this?
No. We have to find a solution that works for both. This is called compromise and negotiation. Now, if you need to learn how to negotiate with your spouse, there's lots of stuff you can search on Google, on TikTok, on YouTube, like how to negotiate with your husband or wife. I'm sure there's lots of stuff. We didn't really look stuff up like that, but you should know your spouse and you should know what they'll accept, what terms they'll accept, and what they won't, because I know mine.
Yeah. We try to avoid stress. We try to avoid disagreements in our relationship because a lot of times that can cause separation.
Yes.
Disagreements are like crossroads.
Yeah.
They can either cause separation or they can bring you closer to each other. And a lot of times people will allow that disagreement to just grow and grow and grow and grow. And then you're growing so much further apart. Festers. And the one of the quotes that we have here is in every disagreement, remember that there's not a winner and a loser. If you and your partner are trying to find a solution that works, it's it's you and your partner, not if. It's you and your partner trying to find a solution that works for the both of you. Mm-hmm. So that's the main goal, is to trying to figure something that will work to bring you guys closer, not to separate you, not to pull you further apart.
And I actually like this quote even better, where it says, the healthiest relationships aren't those with disagreements, but those where disagreements are handled with respect, understanding, and a willingness to learn. That's by someone anonymous. But that is a really good quote, actually. And I love that quote. Like, we respect each other.
Yes.
We come to an understanding. But your willingness to learn more about me and my willingness to learn more about you and how your brain functions as opposed to mine, and, just having that willingness will go a long way in your relationship. Like, if he actually showed me that he was willing to learn, oh my gosh, that just does something to my corazón. For real. Like, mi corazón quiere palpitar, like Selena says, I'm serious. Like, your willingness to learn about me, I'm like, oh, he's putting effort. Okay. That's nice. It's refreshing. It's called being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And, being in a relationship is not for everyone.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that can cause stress and overwhelmingness in a relationship. And you have to minimize every bit of it that you can to keep peace. When there's peace in a home and when there's peace in your relationship, man, it makes life so much better. It makes life so much easier. You want to come home. You want to be in that environment. You want to be around that person.
Yes.
If you're not respecting each other and you're being a jerk about everything and you're being rude and you're being mean, you're being demanding all the time, then that's not going to make your spouse feel loved. That's not going to make them feel respected. That's not going to make them feel like they're in a peaceful home. And you want to do everything to balance that. So on my end and on her end, we both have to work to counter the things that will try to separate us, and be aware of those things, not allow that to get between us, because then that's where, the resentment and all that other stuff comes in.
Your heart,
people start to fester on
it. Your heart hardens towards your spouse when that happens.
One of the things that I've always been so admirable for you is that you are very in tune with your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts that come through and stuff. And there was one of the episodes, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, she was sharing that she was overwhelmed. Was it last? Maybe it was this last one. She was talking about being overwhelmed. No, it was the one before that. It was the one before that. But she was talking about being overwhelmed with stress of work, with stress at home, with all the stuff that was coming through. And I created a clip of her talking about this, and I put some images and photos and some little videos and clips in there. But she was talking about the fact that, she was feeling overwhelmed, and she told me about it. And I was like, well, things will be better, babe. Things will be okay. And I didn't really take the time to understand more of what she was really going through, to find out, okay, surface level, yes, you're stressed out, you're overwhelmed, you're feeling anxious in this. And I was like, it's late and I'm going to bed and I'm tired. So I went to bed, and she, you had shared the fact that you started to have thoughts that were coming to your mind, and that you were like, well, I forget how you had said it. But
I thought about how my late husband Chris would handle me feeling stressed and overwhelmed, and how he comforted me.
How he would handle it, or how he would do things. And one of the things that she had said is, when she started doing that, like, she had to pray and ask God, hey, or take this feeling away from me because I don't want to compare and I don't want to put, both of these people on a pedestal or judge weighing thing.
I didn't want to put like a wedge in my heart towards you because you didn't respond in a way that I needed. Yeah. Because we are in a new relationship. We're both still learning about each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and she took care of what she thought was going to possibly, like she said, create a wedge between us. And she didn't allow that. A lot of times we won't even consider taking that time to think, okay, what am I feeling? What am I experiencing? Why am I trying to take it out on my spouse? A lot of times we just, no filter, just go out and start saying, well, you don't do this and you don't do that. This person never did it this way or that person, And once you start comparing from one spouse to another spouse, that can be hurtful. And I appreciate that you are in tune with your emotions.
Thank you, baby.
I love you.
I love you.
But
I think it helps if, one, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself, get to know your triggers. Sometimes we're not aware of our triggers or what pisses us off, what makes us happy. Like, we don't spend enough time with ourselves. So start journaling. Write your emotions down. Write your feelings down. Date it. Write down what happened that day and what made you feel that way and how you felt. And you'll start to see patterns and you will get to know yourself a lot more. And you'll be like, oh, I was feeling this way because, because this incident happened and it didn't get resolved the way I wanted to. Whatever the case is, you start to see these patterns. So spend time with yourself. Maybe just sit in silence for like 30 minutes every single day. See what thoughts come up and write it down. There's lots of ways you can just sit and get to know yourself and be more in tune with your emotions. And that way you can better control them as well. Because you shouldn't let your emotions control you.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode. But now I am going to show you our gift basket that we're giving away. Now we're not going to do the drawing on this episode like we had planned because we want to give people the opportunity to join in on this giveaway, our first giveaway, okay? So we are going to extend the giveaway. We are. And then we're going to go live or on our either Facebook or Instagram. We're just TikTok. We're going to post it on all of our social media platforms on who won. And I think we should probably post it, I don't know, what do you think, like Wednesday or Tuesday night? How far are we extending this giveaway?
Not too far. I would think by Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, because I know we have people that are already waiting.
Yes.
And anxiously waiting to see if they have.
I have made a list. I think I have like 8 people, something like that. So, this is what you need to do to win. Before I even show you what you're going to win. First, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're already subscribed to YouTube, then subscribe to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other podcast platform that you're not subscribed to yet. Okay? Once you subscribe, we want you to share our podcasts on any social media platform. When you share, please tag us so that we know that you shared. It could be you sharing your favorite episode or just one of our posts. It doesn't matter what you share as long as it's some Jer and Gel Podcast episode or post, and then you tag us in it so that we know you tagged. Okay? That's it. Subscribe and share. That's all we need you to do, and then you'll get entered into the drawing. Okay? Let me grab it really quick.
Bum, bum, bum.
And it's not even fully done yet, but here we go. Ta-da!
Wow, let's zoom in on that.
Smells good. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is what you get. So in our last episode 28, right, we talked about being overwhelmed and stressed and anxious. So we wanted to give a little stress-free basket to a lovely couple or a happy winner. You don't have to be in a couple to sign up, okay? But let me share what is in here.
Or an overwhelmingly free basket.
You have a lavender and rosemary candle by Apothecary, okay? It's so good. Then we have some hemp, seed oil, argan oil, body cream, okay? Those couples out there, massage, ask your spouse. I recently got introduced to these new shower steamers. I love them. They have helped last couple days. I tried this eucalyptus and mint one. You just put it on the shower while you're showering with hot water, and it dissolves, and it has this steam and mist. It smells good. So you have 2 of those, and then you'll have 2 of the lavender ones. So there's 4 shower steamers, okay? We have this multi-roller acupressure foot massager. Ooh la la. Your feet and all those pressure points will release the tension by using that, okay? We have a pair of eye masks, cooling eye masks, right?
A his and her.
A his and her. Yes. Yes. And then we thought, you know what? We're going to give you guys a night out, a stress-free night out. Just find a babysitter if you have kids. $50 gift certificate to any of these restaurants, okay? Looks like Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, Cheddar's, Yard House, Bahama Breeze, or Seasons 52. So you get $50 and $25 to go see a movie. Dinner and a movie, plus some massage stuff and lotion and shower stuff. Okay, so this is the basket that we are giving out. We are going to most likely add one more gift certificate, but we kind of need to know if they are going to be a local winner or an out-of-town winner. Yeah. So it's not quite in there yet. But I might add some more stuff because, when I am out and about, I tend to find more stuff and I just put more stuff in there. And you get to keep this cute little basket. So subscribe to our YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever your podcast that you love platform, and then share episode 28 or your favorite episode or one of our posts and tag us. That's all. And you'll get entered to win this. So we'll do the drawing on Wednesday. We decided we're doing it Wednesday. We'll hop on here. We'll hop on and we'll actually share on our posts where we're going to be live streaming it at. And we'll draw it out of a hat and let you know who the winner is. So don't forget to subscribe and share and tag us.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for joining us on another episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We always hope that it's encouraging, that it inspires you. You get to see a little bit into our craziness.
Just a little.
But there is a balance. You can bring things that might cause stress into a balance, and it's something that we're still working on too. It's not something we've perfected by far, because I am not the perfect cleaner yet. It could happen.
There's no such thing as a perfect cleaner. Anyways, thank you for joining Turning the Page with
Jer
and Gel.
Have a great day, guys.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. It is hot, babe.
Very. I'm sweating. You don't even...
You're melting. You're not
look at my face.
You are melting.
Look at my face.
No. You're melting.
That's why I like to do it in the morning or in the evening, but mostly morning.